welcome back to my channel. So today I am showing you how to transform an antique dresser into something beautiful. I did get a little creative with this piece, which was so much fun, and I really enjoyed doing this furniture makeover, but I just wanted to show you a couple of things that I did so that you could maybe do something like this as well. So I hope that you enjoy this video. The certain items that I used in this video were, well, one, the dresser, and this dresser did break in half on me, and I did forget to put it in how I fixed it. So I'm going to tell you right now how I did it in case anything like this happens to you. So luckily this dresser was a clean break. So I was able to use wood glue and screws, like sort of nails. So we really secured it on. There were slight bumps on the sides because there was nowhere else to put the nails in, but we did it. We secured it even better than it was before. So if something like that happens to you, that's all you need to do, is wood glue and some nails, hopefully. And hopefully if it does happen that you get clean breaks. So with this dresser, I was going for a really vintage sort of rustic look, and I used white primer. Now, I usually don't use white primer if I am distressing. I didn't realize I was going to distress. I didn't decide that until the very end, but usually you don't want your white primer to show through the paint, so you use a clear primer. But in this case, I had used the white primer because I didn't want a lot of bleed through. So it ended up working out to my benefit because I think the white primer coming through looked absolutely amazing, and it really tied into the tissue paper that I used. So enjoy this video. I hope that it really helps you get started on some furniture that you have, or if you have the same dresser and you want to do something like this and be creative, then this is really going to help you. And this is the dresser that I am showing you right now. So enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe to my video for more tutorials. So here is the dresser. I had pulled it out of the truck and it literally split in half. You can see where it broke when I pulled it out. I was in absolute shock. I could not believe it. And you can see me telling my husband here, who's filming, that it broke in half. And he was like, what? What do you mean it split in half? Because he didn't really see it. I had felt it and seen it. And then he took a look and he was like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. So he fixed it. And it turned out okay. It was fine. I was just really disappointed. But taking a look at this dresser before, it was absolutely beautiful, and I knew what I was going to do to it. So I knew that I wanted the top sanded raw wood, so I used my new rigid belt sander. Now, I have a section in my Instagram. If you are interested in watching it, I have lots of tips and techniques on belt sanders. Belt sanders are amazing when you want to be really quick and get that stain and glaze off that is really stubborn to remove. It also can go right through veneer if you need it to. So this one I'm using an 80 or 120 grit sandpaper. You got to be very careful that you don't go through the wood veneer, which this is. So I made sure that I was quite light, and it takes it off super fast. So that is the great thing about belt sanders. Once that was done, I wiped it down. I covered the wood top with painter's tape. You can get that off of Amazon. It's called blue painter's tape. I then used my Wagner Spexio 5000 sprayer to spray on Zinsser Bin 123 primer. Now, I did water this down a little bit because primer can be thick. And I did get some bleed through, so I used a Kills primer spray. It's a can spray. You can get it at Lowe's, Home Hardware, Canadian Tire, or even Home Depot. You can even use a shellac spray as well. They work the same way. I do prefer the Kills though. They are a bit thicker spray, and I find it works immediately for those tough, stubborn little spots that you want gone. So I did about 2 to 3 coats, probably 3 coats of primer, sanded in between with a 1000 sanding grit block. I then started spraying with my Country Chic paint Bee's Knees Yellow. That's what it's called, Bee's Knees. Super cute, really soft yellow, love it. And I'm really excited for you to see the ending. So I continued to spray. I did about 2 to 3 coats of this color, and then again I sanded in between with a 1000 grit sandpaper so that there was this really smooth finish. This is what it looks like with that many coats of paint on it. Really, really pretty. I also wanted to get really creative, so I used some tissue paper called Marigold by Redesign with Prima. I cut it to measure, used Country Chic paint clear coat to put on the surface, placed the tissue paper on top, and then went over it with clear coat again to seal it. I distressed the edges of the paint and the tissue paper to make it really rustic and vintage. I also wanted tissue paper on the very bottom large drawer. Now, each package came with one large sheet. I didn't have enough for this drawer because it was quite large, so I added some on the other half. Luckily, I had 2 sheets, and again, I cut it to size, and then I placed it onto the drawer that I had put clear coat on, and then placed the tissue paper on it, and then sealed it again. I was just getting the other sheet to do this. So for an added touch, I wanted to use a stencil on the side. This one is called Casablanca Tile by Redesign with Prima. I used Country Chic paint and crinoline to paint over it. You just have to make sure that the peel and stick stencil is really stuck down. It's pretty good. This is why I like these stencils, because they're peel and stick and easy to use. And then there's no bleed through of paint underneath. So you could use a roller. I always tend to use my artist brush. I didn't want to go over the whole thing, but I did on this one because I did want it to be more rustic and vintage looking, like I had said before. Once that was done, I peeled it off once the paint was dry. Very satisfying, I must say. And here's the final look, and it just is absolutely beautiful, and I love this dresser. So I hope that you enjoyed that video. It's really the skills and like the techniques that I used with the stenciling and the tissue paper are quite easy. They are not difficult to do. You just have to have the right tools, like an X-Acto knife, good pair of scissors, and a good top coat to either seal and to put the tissue paper on. I used Country Chic paint clear coat, which I found actually the best to use. I have used Mod Podge before, but I feel like the Mod Podge gets quite thick maybe if you put too much on, and if you're using rice paper, then that could tear. With rice paper, you have to be very finicky and very careful. Not finicky, but the paper can be finicky, so you want to be really careful with that. This decoupage tissue paper is much thicker, so it was really easy to apply and really nice to use, so it's quite strong. So I feel like clear coat really matched well with it, especially with a thin layer. So again, those products were Redesign with Prima. I will put the names in the description so that you can take a look and look back and find out where they are. So I will put their website. Again, I hope that you enjoyed that, and it was a really fun makeover. It was not a color that I usually use. I do yellow often, but this color was so pretty, and it's called Bee's Knees by Country Chic Paint. and I'm really happy that I used it. So I'm excited for you all to start your own projects, and I hope that you have fun doing it. Oh, my camera moved. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time, I guess, on my next video, which will be next week. So thank you for watching. Enjoy your day and subscribe to my channel.